Heute ist mein verdammter Hochzeitstag.
Ja, und du hast gesagt, es gibt keine Uniform hier.
Ich verstehe das. Ich verstehe das, ja, John. Das macht durchaus böses Blut, aber ich will davon nichts auf meinem Teppich. Und weil es Grace ist, wird hier nichts schiefgehen. Diese Mistkerle da draußen sind ihre Familie. Und wenn ihr Wichser irgendetwas tut, was ihr peinlich ist, oder eure Cousins, eure Sippschaft, eure Pferde oder eure verfluchten Gören, wenn ihr irgendwas tut, um was?
Was ist mit Schnee?
Ja, ihre Frauen haben gern Spaß, oder?
Aber das Wichtigste ist, ihr Haufen Wichser, auch wenn es eine Provokation ist, von der verdammten Kavallerie, keine Prügeleien. Ey. Keine Prügeleien. Keine verdammten Prügeleien. Keine Prügeleien. Keine verdammten Prügeleien! Schön.
It's that time of the week again. The people have been waiting all week.
Let's start with the review. Have you been at the gym?
I mean, does a bear shit in the woods? Huh? Is the Pope a Catholic? Yeah, I was at the gym today.
You're at the gym, and I'm hungover.
Yes, thankfully no road traffic rage incidents today.
Yes.
No, it was grand.
Okay.
Fairly busy, but it was grand. It was a grand session in the gym.
Yeah. I've been ill this week.
You've been ill.
I
You haven't
overexerted
been
myself.
fighting fit.
Yeah, I overexerted myself at the beginning of the week, showing family members around the lovely city of Barcelona.
Yes.
And now, yeah, just felt shit. It's weird, actually. I was going to tell you. I went to sleep on Wednesday, and in my dreams, I couldn't breathe. I was suffocating. And I woke up with a sore throat.
Jesus.
Is that my body telling me we're going to be ill in the morning?
I think it is.
Yeah.
Like we said before last week, the human body, the human mind is a magnificent thing.
Yeah.
And it can create all sorts of weird and wonderful things.
All sorts of weird and wonderful. Oh!
You know?
And no, that's not something to share on the podcast. Never mind.
Oh.
Yeah, well.
And then I saw that little light bulb go off behind your eyes there.
And now, a quick word from your best friends.
Hello, listeners.
Hello? Yeah, go.
Did you hear me there? I said, hello, listeners.
Ah, very good. Sorry.
We're in the editing suite.
Yeah.
Outside the editing suite.
Yeah, we're not allowed inside at the moment.
We've been kicked out.
Yeah. Adults are doing work.
Yeah, people are doing actual jobs.
Yeah.
Why are we here, Tom?
So basically, the discussion you're listening to at the moment, in about 10 seconds, is about to turn to me and Michael's bowel movements.
Yes.
Yes. And we discuss it for maybe 2 more minutes. So if you're not really into that kind of scat? I was going to say scat.
Matters of the arse.
Yeah. If you're not into matters of the arse, skip forward the next 2 minutes and the conversation will return to its normal adult bearing.
Yes. I think, yeah, that's a promise we can stick by.
Yeah.
Huh?
I'm going to tell you, I had terrible
You're
night.
scared. You're
I had terrible night poos on Thursday. I was going to text you at 4 a.m. actually while I'm on the toilet, but
do you know what's funny? I had a night this week where I had night poos.
Did you have night poos as well?
Yeah, like 4:30 in the morning, like 5 in the morning.
So I was going to say it's like a topic of discussion for the podcast, but is it actually? But then it's I think it's one of the worst afflictions known to man. Really,
it's very strange when it happens.
Horrible because your body's still awake, so you can't do a good poo.
Yeah,
and also you don't want to be sitting in a bright, well-lit toilet with your eyes sort of half closed. It kind of wakes you up again. It's hard to go back to sleep.
Yes.
So it takes ages to do a night poo.
The people can relate to this.
Yeah.
You know, but I tell you what I do. I keep the light off. I
poo in the dark. But do you not then fall asleep? Get the dead legs?
I don't know how. Well, you know, I kind of keep myself occupied. Maybe.
Okay.
Do you know?
Yeah. Play with the shampoo bottle.
Shine a little torch and do a crossword.
Okay.
Do you know? That's what I do.
It's 4 a.m. at your house and going into the toilet and just seeing
the Daily Mirror,
seeing a tiny little light illuminating a crossword, and then just doing like plop.
But you see, normally I'm regular. I'm a morning man.
Yeah,
I've been a morning man for a long time now. Like, you know, and a lot of the male family members in my family are the same.
Yeah.
We're morning men.
I'm a morning man.
First thing in the morning. First thing. Anyway,
Yeah.
maybe we should get off this topic.
This wasn't on the sanctioned list of discussions. Taking a shit. So yeah,
Tom.
5 minutes in, morning poos. Good.
Morning poos.
Night poos, terrible disease.
Yes.
There's a mosquito on the side of your face there. Yeah, that's it.
Did I get it?
I think you got it.
Fucking hell, I'm fast too when I want
That's
to be.
good, yeah.
You know?
Cobra Kai.
Fucking reflexes.
Yeah, that's incredible speed.
Still got it, baby.
So yeah,
Still got it.
I haven't been well this week, guys, listeners.
Yeah, the listeners will want to know how are you today, though?
I'd say I'm about 70%.
You're
I'm coming up on 70%. Feeling a lot better for this beer.
well. You're halfway through your first beer, my friend, and it's not as early as we usually.
No, we
record.
left it a good while.
So where are we now? It's nearly 5 o'clock in the afternoon,
Jesus.
and this is our first beer, Tom.
Yes.
What are we, health gurus? Huh?
This could be a health guru podcast.
Mm.
Only my latest diet fad. Only eating foods that start with O, because all the foods that start with O are good for you.
Let's check those facts.
Yeah, considering up to now in the podcast I've been complaining about how ill I am and not having normal poos, you probably shouldn't follow any of this dietary advice.
Ah, Jesus, here we go.
Oysters?
Now I'm going to spend,
Oranges,
well,
orange potatoes,
orange potatoes,
onions.
octopus. You had the
Octopus.
octopus last week.
Oh,
Did you no favours?
I found another tub of it in my fridge. I'm thinking about eating it for dinner. Probably shouldn't.
Probably shouldn't, Tom.
Mm-hmm.
Probably shouldn't.
I ate some
Anyway.
weird stuff today. Anyway, I've had oysters. I had a big. Have you ever seen those big tomatoes?
Aye, the big beefy boys.
Yeah, yeah. I had
Yeah,
one of
I've
them covered in oil.
Mm.
It was good.
I mean, the people will love this.
This
They
is
will love to
content.
hear, first of all, our regularities,
Yeah.
our morning movements, and also our
Diet
diet.
fads. Yeah.
You know, I had huevos rancheros this morning.
Oh,
You like that?
I like that.
I made. You know, sometimes I cook up a storm.
Now, what is huevos rancheros according to you? Because your cooking is better than mine, but it's not what I call adventurous. Is huevos rancheros just a boiled egg?
No, it's
Okay.
not. Come on.
Because I've seen you do that before.
Wash your mouth out. No. Huevos rancheros.
Yes.
What I did this morning, a bit of onion,
Okay.
some mushrooms, my friend.
Yeah.
It's not strictly supposed to be part of the
Yeah.
recipe.
We've already gone off piece there.
But at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a maverick.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm saying?
This is what people say.
So I dice up a lot of mushrooms,
Yeah.
and then I diced up a pepper, a bell pepper.
Yeah, I know those guys.
Get it frying.
Mm-hmm.
You add in a bit of salt, bit of pepper, bit of paprika,
Mm-hmm.
cumin, garlic powder,
Oof.
a bit of chili powder for a wee bit of a
Bit of a kick.
Mm-hmm. And then I add in a tin of tomato sort of passata thing or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. Tin tomatoes.
Do you know?
Yes.
And then you give her a good whisk.
Okay.
Cilantro,
Which was
hugely
that?
important ingredient. Coriander,
Okay.
but here they call it cilantro.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you crack a few eggs.
Mm-hmm.
They bubble away there.
Yeah.
Stick it under the grill to finish off,
Ooh.
but not for too long because you might overcook the eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants that,
Yeah.
you know. And then when it's done, whack her out. I'd bought a baguette already,
Oh, nice.
sliced her up,
Yeah.
dippy job. And I mean,
Dippy, dippy,
it's
happy,
fair
happy.
to say my girlfriend was delighted.
Yeah. That sounds great.
That's the sort of thing that keeps you in the good books, my friend. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wee things like that. Huevos rancheros. I mean, come on. What's not to love?
I mean, I'm not going to try it just in case. Do something silly.
Yes.
Yeah. But maybe I'll order one.
Well, you can get it. They do it in that cafe. Not waiting for Godot. Cafe Godot.
Cafe waiting for Godot.
Waiting for Godot. Well, I think that must be where they got the name
Yeah.
from. Do you know?
Oh, yeah. They got cinema posters all over the walls.
Yeah.
It does make sense.
Samuel Beckett job. Do you know?
No, I don't know. Sorry. We're beyond the realms of my understanding here.
Well, I've got no one to talk to.
Anyway, so
Yes.
people are really enjoying the fact checking we've been doing on our podcast. I think they like to think of this podcast as a singular source of truth.
Well, we like to be a font of truth, knowledge, and wisdom.
Yes, exactly. Which I think makes sense then for us to discuss conspiracy theories.
Well, I think the people have been asking for us to throw our sixpence worth in when it comes to the conspiracy theory genre,
Yes.
and it's about time.
What's your favourite conspiracy theory?
There's some clinkers like. The hollow Earth theory is funny.
Yeah.
So like,
okay.
that the Earth is hollow and there's boys like living in cities and all under the Earth, like little goblin people.
Yeah, I like that.
That's a funny one. I find that hilarious. And also the moon is like a space station.
Yeah.
That's a funny
I
one.
I love the whole realm of like Hillary's a lizard and
Yeah.
and they do like blood rituals and stuff.
Yeah.
Love all that mad stuff.
There's definitely some of that shit going on though, man.
Yeah, they do that Bohemian Grove thing. That's a real place, isn't it?
I mean, people have had photographic and video evidence of this.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah, Alex Jones snuck in there. And
Alex Jones, friend of the podcast.
now there's a man who's not coming on our podcast anytime soon.
We'll get him someday.
They've sued him so much that he's now the poorest man in the world with a net worth of like negative 3 trillion or something like that.
He's in dire straits now, like, isn't he?
How's he going to pay these people?
It's a good question.
We can do our podcast. We'll give him 20 quid.
He's gonna want some of that Patreon pie. He's gonna want some of that breakfast beer Patreon pie.
Breakfast beer Patreon pie, which doesn't yet exist because I don't know how Patreon works.
Listen, as I said at the first podcast, Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yes.
But I tell you what, there's some building blocks being built here.
We've started on the Colosseum, that's for sure.
Started on the Colosseum. We haven't built the roads or the sewers yet. Yeah. But we're building the Colosseum, baby. Build it and they will come. That's what they say.
Excellent.
Yeah. Conspiracy theories. Here. So, I heard a really good one today.
God.
A friend of the show, family member of mine.
Yes.
Very funny family member of mine. Told me one today that pigeons aren't real.
Excellent.
The pigeons are actually robots.
This is a real conspiracy theory.
Yeah,
this is what conspiracy theories should be.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she told me that pigeons aren't real and that they are like government spy robots.
Okay.
And that they are listening and watching at all times. And when and somebody made a very good point. When have you ever seen a baby pigeon?
Fuck.
Where
do they nest?
Where are they nesting?
So they come out of factories and then they spy on the population.
They spy on the population and they be perving on people. They be doing all sorts of weird stuff.
Fuck, do you know what I saw the other day that I didn't tell you about? I was walking down the Ramblas.
What's that? What?
And there's pigeons everywhere in Barcelona. And we're going to come back to the pigeons in Barcelona because I'm interested in this. Because I can add to this. Okay. I have observations. But I saw a big group of pigeons in Barcelona and a man walking past the group of pigeons on the floor. And he leant down very quickly, grabbed one, picked it up, put it in his jacket pocket, kept walking.
Did not.
Yes.
Seriously?
Yeah. Just a middle-aged man, didn't look weird, quite well dressed, reached down, put it in his jacket pocket, kept walking.
Is he a government agent?
Is he going to eat it?
Sorry?
Is he going to eat it?
Is he going to eat it?
I had a friend who did that.
Ate a pigeon?
No, well, he lived a bit outside of Portsmouth, and he had a big air rifle. Took off him when he was arrested. But he used to, in the morning, go out into his garden, shoot a wood pigeon, and then eat it on toast.
Well, a wood
Not straight
pigeon.
away like you prepare it, obviously. You pluck the wings.
Aye. Well, that's good eating. Like a wood pigeon you could eat. Like a country pigeon.
Yeah.
A clean pigeon.
Yeah. He wasn't eating city pigeons, not the ones with petrol skin.
That's a non-starter. You can't be eating them fucking things. Because first of all, they're robots. And robots are made of metal, right?
Well, it makes sense if they're robots because have you noticed the ones in Barcelona have got errors in their flying software?
They do.
They just fly straight towards you.
Straight to your head. They're the bravest pigeons.
I swear if I don't move out of the way sometimes they're going to hit me.
Well, this is the thing, and I have a theory on this.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because kids aren't chasing them and hitting them big boots anymore.
Yeah.
Like I used to do when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like in Belfast, it was very common to see little boys and little girls running after pigeons and trying to give them a good boot.
Yeah.
And that kept the pigeons honest. It kept them in a state of nervous apprehension that these... I'm not going to use a bad word because I know, as I said last week, this is a family podcast.
Yes.
These, I'll say bollockses, little bollockses, I mean, that's not a really bad word.
Is that a bad word?
Like, I don't think it's mild. It's fairly mild.
Okay.
But anyway,
Yes.
I digress. These pigeons in Barcelona have no fear in them.
No.
Because there aren't wee boys and wee girls chasing after them to give them a good boot.
Okay.
Whereas in other cities, they have this level of respect, healthy fear and respect of humans. Do you know?
Do you think the seagulls would eventually kill them?
Oh,
The seagulls
certainly.
are the pigeon's enemy.
Seagulls are fucking nasty. They're the skinheads of the bird world.
They're bizarre. They're just dinosaurs with wings.
Well, do you see the size of their beaks, man?
Yeah, huge.
It's ridiculous.
Teeth inside the teeth.
I tell you a seagull story.
It's time for a podcast highlight.
There was a seagull that used to like hang around my house in Letterkenny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this bloody seagull. Now, in his defence, there was food there for him, right?
Okay.
My stepfather, at the time, he used to throw a lot of food up onto the shed roof to feed the birds. But this seagull got wind of it somehow, right? He must have been flying past. He must have thought, Jesus, there's a good lock of food down there.
Yeah.
I'll go down and have a nibble, right?
Jesus.
So he starts getting used to it, and then he couldn't get rid of him. He was staring at the house. He was in the garden, chasing away the other small birds. And he was there for ages, and he had a weird. His leg was a wee bit fucked up, you know.
Ooh.
I dropped the F-bomb. But anyway, the leg was a little bit messed up, like.
Yeah.
But he was there for months, just living in and around our garden, nibbling it. And I kept saying to my stepfather, I was saying, "What are you doing, man? Stop feeding that. I don't want that thing around the house." Like, do you know what I'm saying?
You're a big family for the bird conspiracies.
We're bird watchers.
Okay.
There's no doubt about it. You know, there's a connection there with the avian world.
The spirit realm and the avian realm.
Well,
last week you claimed that when you were 3 years old, you talked to a ghost while you're on the toilet, and I let you get away with it.
I know, yeah. So there's been some controversy about this.
Yeah.
Right? But this, now, I'm not a reliable source here, because I don't remember this. But this is a story that a friend of my brother's spread around and told me when I was much older, when I met her years later. She said, "Oh, so as I said last week, my brother was looking after me in this house, and they were all freaking out because they were hearing bumps in the night, right? They were hearing bumps in the night. They were seeing shadows.
Yeah.
All the classic telltale signs of the haunted.
Okay.
Right? And I was there, and as I said, going for a slash.
Yeah.
And I came back down from taking a pee and told everybody that I talked to a man in the toilet.
Okay.
And that the man's name was Mr. Conceal.
Right.
Which really freaked them out, because they were like, what kind of wee boy, like 3-4 years of age, uses the word conceal? I spoke to Mr. Conceal in the bathroom. And they all found that very, very chilling. My brother didn't find it chilling. He thought it was a load of bollocks.
Yeah.
Like he was very skeptical about the whole thing.
But like you said, children have influenceable, have minds that absorb ideas.
Yes, and they're sensitive to these things and all the rest.
Yeah.
You know.
So you could have just, like, because do you know that Bob Lazar guy?
I do know him, yeah.
Who thinks that he worked in Area 51. I read a cool thing about him where some psychologist was saying, like, all of his theories, like he saw people performing autopsies on alien graves.
Yeah.
And he saw an alien space engine that was like just a solid lump of metal that could move. And she's like, that's all indicative of like repressed traumatic memories.
Oh,
so saying the people performing the autopsies, he probably did see an autopsy being performed. But what colour is a body anyway when it's dead? It's grey.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
What kind of people are little? Children.
So maybe it was little kids.
Maybe he did something bad, or he was part of a team that did bad experiments on children.
Oh dear.
And instead of recalling it, he remembers it as aliens and autopsies.
Jesus.
That's a sad moment.
Sad, but maybe, you know,
It makes a bit more sense than aliens crashing. Aliens who can build a flying saucer that can navigate across the universe, but crashes in continental USA.
Excuse me, did I hear you correctly there? Are you trying to say that there aren't aliens from Orion's belt visiting the Earth right now? Is that what you're saying?
Not a big believer in them, no.
Oh, gee, Tom. You're that perpetual skeptical guy, eh?
Yeah.
Man, dear, I don't know.
Not a big believer in aliens. Well, in my family, what we like to do, we don't believe in aliens. We believe in dangers much closer to home.
Well, I think it's wise to do that, to be fair.
I'm talking, of course, about paedophiles.
Okay,
Big moon family
what are you
tradition.
expecting you to go down?
We can cut it out if we need to.
It's okay. Let's go.
Big moon family tradition. Sunday lunch. Sit around there, eating your mashed potatoes, eating your beef, whatever. Just shout out an old English celebrity's name.
U-Tree.
Yeah, you
talking
treat
about
them.
U-Tree?
Yeah, you'll be sitting there
Who's
eating,
next?
and then you'll think of one. You just go, he's one. And then everyone will go, ooh, I don't know, ooh, yeah, maybe, because he did that one thing once, and he's a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe someone will get their phone out and Google image.
Terrain.
Yeah, look at him.
He's
He
got
looks
the
like
look.
one.
Can I ask you a question?
Mhm.
Has there been any allegations made against
Pull up.
or charges brought against him?
By someone other than myself or
Yes.
a member of my family.
Fair
No.
We might need to cut this part out.
Okay. I'll fact check it.
Fact check it.
We're
We're not saying anything against.
not saying anything yet, but if you have,
Pull up.
Well, this is it. I get that, and I know what you mean. There are monsters, or there are these things that are much more human.
Yeah.
I feel like
my dad
And
called, sorry to interrupt, but my dad called Rolf Harris years before he was outed.
your dad.
My dad knew Rolf Harris was a U-Tree.
Seriously?
Yep.
Jesus,
He called him out on it ages ago.
he just got the vibes.
Yeah. The big one we got at the moment is
Terrain.
Gotta go.
I mean, again, the
Oh,
Breakfast Beers podcast would like to say that we're not making any allegations.
Okay.
However, there are whispers about certain people,
Yeah.
and one of the whispers is about this man,
Yeah.
who you just mentioned by name,
Okay.
right? Who we didn't have to mention by name, by the way. We could have said,
Sorry, yeah. I'll do some editing magic.
Okay.
I'll beep over his name.
but
but-
people will know.
Yeah, but the long and the short of it is I think massive pedo.
Well, I feel like there's a lot of
Anyone who's that nice.
there's a lot of smoke there.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a lot of smoke.
Yeah.
You know. Yes, and as you say, we're going back to this conspiracy thing and linking it back to the pedo, the pedo thing.
Yeah. This is a great episode so far.
There are like stories about cabals of rich and powerful men who are doing horrible things
Yeah.
to children, but like that's not something that's not been proven. It's been proven. That fucking, what do you call that guy? The fella in the jail that got killed, Stein or whatever.
Oh, Epstein.
Epstein.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy was like.
There's a conspiracy theory. Did Epstein kill himself?
I mean, honestly, I think you'd have to be fairly fucking credulous to believe that. Like,
I like to agree and amplify. Like, Epstein didn't kill himself, but Epstein didn't even exist.
oh, here we go.
Did you ever hear about him until he killed himself?
Yeah, I heard bits and bobs, like
Oh.
because of the Prince Andrew thing and all that, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to stick with Epstein never existed. He's just a digital scapegoat. Because you can now use AI.
Oh, he was definitely a scapegoat, like you know.
Yeah, a digital one. He was never real.
But
So all these guilty people shifted the nastiness onto Epstein.
he was guilty, but
Oh,
there
yeah, yeah.
are loads.
So
more.
you think he was a paedophile?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
or I at least think he was a facilitator
Yeah,
of that.
if he was a physical human, then he invited people to his physical island.
Yes,
But it could have been, again, this island, where is it? You ever seen it?
is it somewhere in the Pacific? Is it?
I think it's somewhere in cyberspace, dude.
You think it's a load of oil hocus pocus?
I think it's an elaborate cover story. Tell you what else, another one of my theories. Are you ready? This is my theory.
I am ready.
Again, in the realms of
I don't
paedophilia.
want this beer. Okay, we're
Michael
still there.
Jackson,
Yes,
not real.
not real.
Right. I'm going to ask you some questions to explain this. Would you like to be famous? Rich and famous?
I'm not necessarily famous, but I wouldn't mind being rich.
Okay, yeah. Why wouldn't you like to be famous?
Because people be torturing you.
Exactly. Would you like to be as famous as Michael Jackson?
No way, not a chance.
Would you like to be as famous as Michael Jackson for like a day, just to experience what it's like?
Do it for a day.
Yeah, do it for a bit. Yeah. What if there was a way that you could be as famous as Michael Jackson? You could pay for the experience.
Like, you're asking the wrong man, because that wouldn't float my boat. But I'll for the sake of this bit, I'll say yes. Okay.
So, if you could spend a year as an uber famous pop star, you could pay for it. All they have to do is a little bit of plastic surgery in your face to make you vaguely look like this guy until someone else comes along and wants to be him.
Do you think he was like a rental suit?
I think it was a rental identification. So people would just be like, do you know what? I'm a rich CEO. I've retired. Bit bored. My golf handicap's a good number. I don't know anything about that. I want to do something.
Yeah.
I'd like to be a rich and famous pop star. And so they contact this agency. It's like, yep, we'll sort you out. You could be Michael Jackson for a year. We just need to basically put some silicone junk underneath your facial skin to make you look like a hideous ghoul. Because if you look at photos of him, obviously, him, in quotes, he had work done. But if you look at the first and the last photos, completely different. It was just different people taking on the mantle of Michael Jackson until they get bored of it.
Well, I can see where you're going with this.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should put a poll. Is Tom right?
Yeah.
Is he right?
The poll we did last week about who would you rather be haunted by, you were the overwhelming winner.
Yeah, people want to be haunted by me.
Yeah, not me.
Because you just be torturing them about like facts about Egypt and stuff like that.
yeah.
And like trains.
Dinosaurs, dinosaurs, Egypt and planes.
Whereas I was talking about this with my girlfriend. I was saying like I'd be shitting people up. I'd be like making the dog floating all.
You're a really annoying poltergeist.
Yeah.
Michael, we can see you. Woo.
Where did my Guinness go? Someone drank my pint. Huh?
Just the pint's pouring itself on the floor. Jesus.
I forgot. I don't have a stomach anymore.
Yeah. I can't consume things from the physical realm.
Yeah. Yes. So, anyway, conspiracies. That's something that we're going to dip in and out of. I think
we should really focus on conspiracy. We could be a good conspiracy theory podcast.
I think we could, and I talked to you about this. Tom and Michael investigate.
Yeah.
You know?
I was thinking about this after we did the spooky episode. Would you like to go and spend the night in a haunted house with me if we ever got a video camera?
Perhaps.
That's a no. I can tell you don't like that idea.
No. Listen, as long as I had the right tools with me.
What are the right tools?
Well, holy water for a start.
Holy water, okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, may you laugh, my friend. But we'll see who's laughing whenever I've got my weapons and you're sitting there defenseless.
I'm gonna get like a stencil of a pentagram, so I can quickly draw pentagrams all over the place, surround you in them, terrify you.
You bastard, you do it too. I can see it in your eyes.
I'm gonna summon the devil.
You've got the glint, the glint of evil. Listen, but the thing about around here, Barcelona, they're not big on the old ghost stories and stuff. They don't really have that here.
I don't think the ghosts can be bothered around here.
They can't be arsed.
They're on their siesta.
They're too busy. Exactly. You took the words out of my mouth. Siesta in there.
Sleepy ghosts.
Eating bocadillos or whatever, you know?
Must be fucking hard to haunt people if they're sleeping at 2 p.m. Not now! You can't! Wake up!
Pass the cheese, please.
So there was something else I wanted to talk to you about.
Yes.
Again, I was talking to a family member of mine via the family group chat. And she had a good suggestion. My niece, she's in her teenage years.
Yeah.
She's started going to teeny boppers.
Yeah.
Teeny bopper discos.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you, was this something that was part of your life whenever you were growing up?
Yeah, our local one was called Snap, which stood for Say No and Phone. It was it was run by the police.
I see.
It's like if you ever get offered drugs, you must say no and phone. Snap was a great place to get drugs.
I could imagine.
There were a lot of drugs at Snap.
Oh dear.
It was weird though. Like, I think, well, first of all, like they wouldn't sell alcohol, but they sold like Panda Pops and stuff. I remember that was the time I realised I couldn't count money. The first ever time I realised I didn't know how to count money, because I think I went when I was like 11. and I
So that's
ordered a
quite
Panda Pop, and the woman said a number,
Yes.
and I was holding a £5 note, and I knew that number fitted in the £5 note,
Yes.
but I didn't know how, so I just gave her that, and then she gave me back some change, and I walked off, and she goes, "Oh, do you want the rest of it?" I was like, "What, is there more?" I just couldn't count,
Yes.
and everyone was looking at me like I was an idiot, and rightly so, because
But you have quite a mathematical brain.
now I do. Now I can count very well. I
Yeah.
know all the numbers.
But then you were a little bit...
It wasn't so much the numbers, it was the shapes of the coins and their relation to the numbers they represented and how they combined.
Is that tism?
I suspect so. I also couldn't tell the time at this point.
Yeah.
I don't think I could tell the time for the entire time I was in school.
But
People would just say to me, like, "Do you want to meet at like 4:30?" I'd be like, "Yeah, text me like an hour before to remind me." And then I'd just wait for that text. I wouldn't know what 4:30 is.
You're a very strange man.
Yeah. I used to be able to do it when it was like
Peculiar.
military time. But I had a watch. My dad got me a watch, and I still don't wear a watch because they're just useless to me. And you get angry at me because like there'd be days where I'd just put it on upside down and I wouldn't notice.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "What time is it?" So if you could tell the time, I'm like, "Oh, it's..." He's like, "No, you've got it on upside down again, you stupid boy."
Well,
I used to put my trousers on back to front as well and not notice the entire day.
I was a great man for putting my shoes on the wrong feet.
Ah, yeah, the classic.
I used to do that all the time.
The old classic.
It took a long time for me to fucking get out of that habit.
Do you ever put your shoes on the wrong feet on purpose?
It's time for a podcast highlight.
No.
It can be quite comfy sometimes. It's like stretching.
Yeah, it's like...
Just do it for half an hour around the house.
Yeah. It's
Tom's top tip, viewers.
Yeah.
Take your shoes off right now if you're at home and put them on the wrong feet.
Hey guys, spice your life up. Put your shoes on the wrong feet. Jesus, sir.
Maybe I'm going to cut that one out.
But getting back to the point, the teeny boppers. and tell me this: were you a man that was popular with the ladies at that stage?
Yeah, that stage, yeah, I was.
You were doing a lot of smooching.
Yeah, it was like a competition with your friends, see how many girls you could smooch at the teeny bopper concerts. Now,
Same as us.
yeah, but I wasn't that interested in ladies at that point. I was, again, I've gone full circle in my life. Yeah, dinosaurs. Yeah. And then I went to the ladies, I was sort of 17, 18, 19.
That's when you were like...
By my 20s, I was back into dinosaurs, Egypt, planes and trains.
It's funny how you come back to these things, isn't it? Like, that's like me in Lord of the Rings. Which is like a really nerdy thing to say.
We once watched Lord of the Rings, and you...
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh.
You were really drunk.
That explains it.
Yeah, while we were watching it, you said every single line, but like half a second before the character on screen said it.
Oh, yeah, I well believe it.
Yeah,
I've
that
watched it
was
so many
one of the
times.
most torturous things I've ever experienced.
My apologies for that.
It was quite funny. It's like Chinese water torture, but Irish Lord of the Rings torture.
I was a great man for Lord of the Rings when I was like 12, 10, 11, that sort of, I suppose 12, whatever.
What member of the Fellowship were you?
Oh, come on. Aragorn, of course.
Yeah.
Strider. The shortest version of Strider ever. But if I was being honest, I was Gimli.
Yeah.
I was Gimli the dwarf.
I would think of you as a Gimli.
You know? But at the time, everybody wanted to be Strider. You know, you have my sword. You know?
Yeah. He
You
was
know,
my favourite.
sexy,
Yeah. The
sexy
Wayward
Strider.
King.
Huh?
The Wayward King.
The Wayward King. The prodigal son sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what's cool about him.
But yeah, so I was into that, and a friend of the show can confirm we used to play Lord of the Rings together.
Yeah.
Niall O'Gorman.
Yeah.
Himself, myself, and our little friend group.
Okay.
We would play with sticks.
Oh,
in the
excellent.
forest.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then cut to later.
Hmm.
I'm 14, 15.
Still doing it.
Well, no. Times have changed, Tom.
Yeah.
It's teeny bopper time.
Yeah.
I've got a shirt from River Island on.
Yeah.
Or t-shirt from what do you call that place? Fucking DV8, whatever.
DVD?
Maybe they don't have that in England.
Nah.
DV8. We pair of jeans, nice pair of wee white runners.
Yeah.
Quarter bottle of vodka. I'm ready for action. By the way, anybody listening to this who's underage, do not underage drink at this.
Yeah. All these
It's not great.
Michael went to these teeny bopper concerts when he was legally of age to drink. No, wait, no, he didn't. Backtrack, reverse.
Do you want to get me arrested again? But yeah, So in that sort of teenage period, it was all about going up with the boys, you know, yeah. I don't know why I put on an English accent there, but anyway, we didn't talk like that.
Okay.
I had a T-shirt
Yeah.
that said "cool fucker" on it,
Excellent.
but it was in the sort of Coca-Cola font.
Okay, cool.
I loved it.
That's really cool.
I really did believe that I was a cool fucker then.
Yeah.
Do you know? And as you say, it was all about how many girls could you kiss
Yes.
in any given night.
Mm-hmm.
And to be fair, I did
You
grand.
developed yourself, yeah.
I think it's fair to say.
Were you
But
popular
then-
with the ladies?
Kind of. I had periods where I was and then periods where I wasn't. If
Okay.
you know what I mean, you know.
Yeah.
There was times when they were like they would be chatting to me or whatever, or you know, it would be easy to get a girl.
Yeah.
But then there would be periods where, you know, tumbleweed, feast or famine, Tom.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, and then cut to later, and you sort of now we don't go to discos. We're both settled down. We're in relationships now. We're, you know,
I'm just
in
too
our
tired.
30s.
I'm too tired all the time.
Can't be arsed with it, man. But I'm back into like reading about Tolkien and listening to YouTube videos about orcs, and you know what? I'm a lot happier for it.
Exactly. You know what you want straight away in life.
Yeah.
You know what you need, and then you have this period of self-discovery.
Yes.
It's pointless. It's a waste of time. Don't do that. Just stick with what you were doing.
Trying to be Captain Cool.
Yeah,
you know, all that shit.
yeah.
Like, come on, the fuck ways up.
Yeah.
You know, I definitely think it does take you to get in your late 20s before you realise that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You
Yeah.
know?
It's weird that you become a complete man in your late 20s, early 30s, but by that time,
Yeah.
you're just too tired to do anything about it. It's like
yeah.
I'd be a great international lover man now.
I know what you mean.
Exhausted. I'm fucking exhausted.
Like, we're both in very committed relationships
Yeah.
with our respective girlfriends.
But if I wasn't,
I'd
I'd be the king of the night if I could
Oh,
stay
definitely.
awake.
Oh, you'd definitely be king of the night. Like,
Yeah.
there's no doubt about it. Like, the women do be liking you. Like, you know.
Yeah,
Big time.
they do disturb me when I'm doing my research.
And you don't want to. You've no interest
No.
because you're too busy learning about velociraptors.
Yeah, or the length of the Red Pyramid of Caffrey.
Let's check those facts.
No such thing as the Red Pyramid of Caffrey. This is where the beers started to kick in.
Precisely. Leave me alone.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know. Lure days. Back off. Number one, I've got a girlfriend. Number two, I'm reading about the Great Pyramid of Giza. I just see I'm busy. You know. Yes. So I think that's fair to say that we're on the same page there.
Yeah,
Tom.
yeah.
I know we've had some disagreements in the past few weeks on this pod.
Hmm.
We've had some heated arguments,
Yes.
but ultimately we're on the same page, baby.
Yeah.
You know.
So, well, like when you were younger, what was your teen bopper concert called?
Oh, so there was a few.
Yeah.
So the one that I started going to, I think, was Milan. It was called Milan.
Milan?
It was a nightclub, but it
Oh.
also had a teeny boppers night.
Yeah.
And then there was voodoo.
Yeah.
Did you ever notice there's a voodoo in every town in like the UK and Ireland?
Yeah.
There's always a bar called Voodoo.
Yeah.
Like, there's one in Belfast too. I'm pretty sure there's probably one in Dublin. There's always a bar called Voodoo.
So
Anyway, I
a pub-
digress.
A pub called the Red Lion and a bar called Voodoo.
Yeah, well, we're not so big on the Red Lion in Ireland, but like, there's a bar. There's always a bar called the Central in Ireland.
Central.
The Central Bar.
Yeah.
So there's any town in Ireland, there's bound to be a Central, for the most part.
Hmm.
Do you know? Anyway, what was I saying there? Yes.
Voodoo.
So there was Milan, Voodoo, the Pulse.
The Pulse.
Yeah, and also the Grill. See, the Grill.
That was a restaurant, Michael.
Um,
You got roped into a teeny bopper's night that was at a restaurant. Someone lied to you.
the Grill is an iconic nightclub venue in Donegal.
Yeah.
But yeah, Letterkenny is a big town for discos.
Okay.
It's like a stag and hen do destination.
Oh,
It's
really?
it's kind of like the sort of go to in that part of Ireland. Like you get a lot of people from Belfast and
Yeah.
Derry or these different parts go to Letterkenny for their stag or hen party.
So it's the Barcelona of Ireland.
I wouldn't go that far. but yeah, it's got that clientele,
Yeah, yeah.
and then they would also put on nights for us,
Yeah.
for young kids. But yeah, it was fun, man. It was always good crack, and it was a rite of passage. I think it still is a rite of passage now. As I say, my niece is going there now, like, and enjoying the crack. Like, it's a rite of passage. You just hope that they're not getting up into anything too bad, like.
Yeah.
But you know yourself, like,
doing terrible things when I was their age.
Don't listen to any of this. Anybody who's underage here listening, don't be doing no bad alcohol drinking. Not like us. Bad alcohol drinking. Not like me and Tom. We're
Michael's holding a beer as he says this.
Jesus, having a leg to stand on, do you?
Not terrible.
Anyway, sure, look. But yeah, so that was my we had a good experience in those teeny bopper nights. Like, it was definitely a rite of passage. Like, I'm glad it's over. I wouldn't want to relive it.
No,
it was awkward, you know.
For the most part, I just remember like my adolescent years being terrified, and nervous, and not really sure what was going on.
Mate, I was so like, I would put on a front of being like kind of confident and all that there, but I was always so like nervous and same like.
Well, I'm not nervous anymore, but I still don't realise what's going on most of the time. I sort of enjoy it now.
Yeah,
just like blissful ignorance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you know what? You know what used to happen to me, man? I would blush very easy when I was a teenager. When your face goes red. Oh yeah. And I for a long time it bothered me so much, like especially in my teenage years, late sort of like 16, whatever.
Yeah.
For some reason, I could get embarrassed, and it wouldn't even be because I'm embarrassed about something I've done, or something that's happened to me. It could be for somebody else. My face would just go super red. Yeah. I used to worry about it, and I was like, what if that girl like starts chatting to me and my face goes red, or you know what I mean? Like,
it's such an insignificant thing to worry about,
isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, like a big picture, like looking back on it, it seems absurd.
Yeah.
But at the time, it was like,
the biggest thing
my
in the world,
god,
yeah.
You know,
blushing
when a girl I liked spoke to me, like, my face would just go bright red, man. But then it would be like a particular girl that I really liked or whatever. Yeah. But then there would be other girls who could talk to me and I'd be fine. Yeah. I'd be quite, confident and all the rest. But then some girls would speak to me and I just couldn't hold the conversation at all. And it'd just be like,
your face just goes super red.
And it would manifest itself in the blush.
That's weird.
Isn't it? But I feel like teenage boys in general always have that kind of nagging insecurity, like, you know?
Yeah, I just remember being conscious I was growing really quickly.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Like, well, you're a man that's 6 foot? Over 6 foot?
6 foot exactly.
6 foot exactly?
Yeah. And I will not have anyone question that. And I'm not fact checking it. I'm 6 foot exactly. I've measured myself. I'm sick of people saying I'm 5'11". I'm a whopping 6 foot, 6'1" on a good day.
All right, Tom.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it. Like the far be it for me to question anyone's height. But I do know there are boys that we know that will be screaming at the at the pod at the moment, going, "You're not 6 foot," you know.
They can go fuck themselves.
Who's holding the mic? Huh? Who's holding the mic?
So whoever plays you in the Michael McGreevy biopic has to be able to blush on command.
If certainly the teenage version of me has to be able to blush.
Who would play you in the Michael McGreevy biopic?
That's a very good question. Mate, I don't know. Like
Eddie Redmayne on steroids, he could play you if he got a bit of muscle on him.
Eddie Redmayne? Yeah. No, he would play our mutual friend Breslin in a biopic, wouldn't he? I think he looks a bit like Breslin.
I think Lord Farquaad looks like Breslin if you stretched him out.
Mate, I don't know. I'm not really good at
Breslin's a shoe-in for Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy's gorgeous.
So's Breslin.
He's got those cheekbones, and
so's Breslin. You're describing Bres.
Yeah, he's a good-looking fella, to be fair. Who would play me? I don't know. Who do you think would play me?
I think a chunkier Eddie Redmayne is definitely...
Chunkier Eddie Redmayne?
Not chunky fat, chunky muscle, because Eddie Redmayne's skinny, isn't he?
You're quite muscular. He doesn't look a thing like me.
Does he not?
His face?
I don't really know his faces very well.
Mate, no way. Like, you're talking. You're going to have to go and talk in the big leagues here.
John Rhys Davies?
A-list. Gimli?
Gimli, yeah.
Yeah.
You get it. There's only one guy to play me.
Oh, I know what you're going to say before you even finish that sentence.
Trust me. No, you don't. But
it's going to be that Hemsworth fella.
No.
Thor.
No. But good suggestion.
You love that suggestion.
Yeah, I love that. No, Denzel Washington. Denzel would be a great Tom Moon in the Barcelona years of the Michael McGreevy biopic. Hey, yo! But I like the idea of Tom Moon being played by Denzel Washington, who is the exact same character he plays in Training Day.
I like that you're referring to yourself now in the third person.
I might start doing it more often.
Yeah.
I used to keep a diary in the third person.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's creepy.
Yeah, it was really fucking weird. Also, I can't write, so I dug it out ages ago, tried to read it, and it's just the scribblings of a madman.
Yeah. That's very funny, Tom, that you
Yeah.
used to refer to yourself in third person in a diary.
I did, like, it's so bad, my writing. We had a Spanish oral tests for GCSEs
Yeah.
in England, and they let you take in a little note
Okay.
card for like prompts, but I can't read my own writing, and I couldn't write anyway, so I just drew pictograms on it to remind myself what to say, and then I got in there.
Like hieroglyphs?
Yeah, like basically hieroglyphs. Yeah, I was writing loads of hieroglyphs on there, and I had no idea what any of them meant. I didn't even know which way was up on the card.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got the lowest mark in the year, and then I moved to Spain.
But look at you now.
Mm-hmm.
Making loads on computers.
Exactly.
Making bank.
Yeah, finally something I understand that understands me back. Computers. My true friends.
Excellent. Love that. Oh, we have some questions.
Oh, yeah?
So some listeners were kind enough to furnish us with questions.
Bring them on.
And I think it would be disrespectful if we don't answer some of them. So we'll start with a friend of the pod, Big Tom.
Yes.
Tom Ferris.
Yes.
Who is himself a podcaster / content creator.
Yes.
/ all-round business guru.
Yes.
Right? I think it's fair to say. He is very keen for a collab with Breakfast Beers.
We'll permit it.
I think we should get him on one of these days. But anyway, he asks us a question. Now, I'm just trying to locate it. Okay. Who would win in a fight out of Big Dave, Mexican Dave,
Big Ted Caldera,
and Tom Moon? And how would it play out exactly?
I mean, it's not a fight. It is me being a sort of cheetah, big cat person versus a grizzly bear.
Yeah.
There's no point. I just get run over. I get steamrolled. The real question here is how many Tom Moons to beat Dave Caldera. Let's do it. Let's do something people can relate to more. Well, The Rock? Everyone knows who The Rock is. Not many people will know who Dave Caldera is unless
that's a good point.
Unless they go around these 4 or 5 streets in Gracia where he lives and refuses to leave.
He is the Lord of the barrio. He's
the Lord of a small corner of the barrio.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I would say just to finish the Dave Caldera, I'd say you need 3 at least.
3 me's versus
2. If he knocks one of you out, the other one's going to get scared.
Yeah.
But 3 could maybe handle him.
I'm quite reptilian in my movement as well, so I'd probably have to get up his trouser legs around the back of him.
Yes.
Into the nooks and crannies.
I would say you would be a great man for the finger up the bum technique.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
I love watching those fight videos where it's like bouncers taking people down, like they're being belligerent, and then he just puts his finger up the guy's ass, and the guy just calms down instantly.
Yeah, and I think that would definitely knock Dave off kilter.
Yeah.
For at least a few seconds.
Yeah.
So you could get an upper hand.
Yeah.
But as I said, 3 of you.
3.
Now, you against The Rock. How many Tom Moons versus The Rock?
Me and you versus The Rock. How many of us would we need?
Ooh, that's a good question. He's a big fella.
It's huge.
To be fair, though, are we allowed to have we're not allowed to have a weapon, are we?
No, it defeats the point of it.
No weapons.
I don't know, is our sexual aggression a weapon? Is our sexuality a weapon? Maybe we could just dance at him and gyrate until he calms down.
Yeah, well...
He gets hypnotized.
Like, you could sit on his lap and kiss him.
Yeah.
On the cheek.
Yeah, you blow bubbles on his belly button.
Yeah. He would like that.
Oh, he wouldn't stand a chance.
He would love that. The Rock?
Yeah.
He would get so excited. But I think the aim of the game here is not to seduce him.
Yeah.
It's to fight him, to beat him into submission. I would say we'd need 5 moons, 5 mix.
Yeah.
10 of us.
We could throw some of them as weapons. We could use them as weapons for the others.
Yeah. We could be very strategic about how we fight him.
Or we go with a 4-4-2 formation.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
How many people on a football team?
We'd send one of yours in first,
Yeah.
you know, because you're bigger than me, right?
The Vanguard.
But maybe we get one of my little fellas to slide under his legs
Yeah.
and
yeah.
punch him right in the bollocks.
Punch him up into the nuts. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's the only part of that man's body that's soft tissue,
It's the weak spot. Yeah.
you know? So I hit him a good smack in the balls.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he goes, ugh, and he kind of keels over.
Yeah.
And then one of your boys,
We'll have a full frontal charge going on at the same time to distract him. Meanwhile, small teams,
yeah,
one Michael, one Tom, each team,
yes.
around the sides. Attack from
The
the back left corner, yeah. A flanking mission. Oh, God, I'm really gassy. Sorry. Then run towards him. The Michael crouches down.
Yes.
The Tom jumps on his back and then jumps like a velociraptor onto the rock shoulders and begins to claw him open.
Claw him and choke him out.
Choke him out.
Meanwhile, we've got, and as I said, we've already dealt a severe blow to the gonads.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? I think that would be a great shot.
Okay.
So five of you, five of me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And the Rock, if you're listening,
You're going down.
yeah, come over to Barcelona, punk.
You're going down with the other yew trees because we know what you've been doing.
Okay.
Any other questions?
We do. Sorry. Oh yeah, I forgot. We're answering questions.
Yeah.
So we have a question. Well, I'll kind of formulate it as a question. What do you think about? Do you have anything to say about Jerry Lee Lewis, who died this week? Jerry Lee Lewis was a very famous piano player, performer. You've heard one of his songs,
Yeah.
"Great Balls of Fire."
Oh, yeah.
Goodness gracious, great balls of fire.
I saw something in the news. Now, I know nothing about this man,
Yes.
but I saw something in the news that his life was marred by controversy and violence.
Yes. Well, you
What
see,
does that mean?
here's the thing.
Mhm.
Now, the man who asked this question, friend of the show, said that it's controversial, and I did a bit of digging, and I found out why it's controversial, why his life is controversial. The man married a 13-year-old.
So, fits into the subject of the show.
We are circling back
Mhm.
to the thing we discussed earlier on.
So we don't have to bleep this guy's name out.
We don't. This
Okay.
man's dead. He can't come after us. Can he? Maybe he can.
Ooh, spooky.
You know my thoughts on this.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I said, he married a 13-year-old.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Great performer. Amazing performer.
Yeah.
Very charismatic. Breathtaking performer.
Like me.
To the point where like people like the guy who asked this question said he was the best live performance he'd ever seen. Yeah. J.D. Lewis. But, and it's a strong but, the man married a 13-year-old. I mean that can't be kosher.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Because to marry someone, you have to get to know them and be in a relationship with them.
A fucking 13-year-old?
Yeah. So how do you get to know and be in a relationship with a 13-year-old?
It's
Where do you meet 13-year-olds?
let's call it what it is. It's horrendous.
Yeah, it's pedophilia.
It's gross.
I can't think of a situation where you would accidentally get to know a 13-year-old and then be like, well, I really like her, so I better marry her.
Back then, man, I'm telling you, back then people were fucking odd as regards like age and
When
and,
was this?
I have a feeling it was in the 70s, 60s or 70s.
Right.
That kind of era,
yeah.
you know?
I think there was a lot of that going on then.
There was a lot of these famous musicians and famous actors and stuff who just were going out with like 14-year-olds, like, and it was just
There
common.
still is. There is. It does seem to be a certain level of fame where you're permitted to be a paedophile.
Do you think so?
Yeah. Like,
Well, it certainly was like that. It's changed a bit, I think.
I think now
recent years.
probably that rule's been cancelled. But there was like,
there was. I think
there was
it's fair to
like,
say that.
you know, like, I'm trying to think of like a sort of mid-level famous, but like, what's his name? Gary Glitter wasn't famous and successful enough to be a paedophile. He got done for it, didn't
he got done big.
David Bowie was allowed to be a paedophile.
David Bowie?
Yeah, David Bowie fucked a 14-year-old.
Did he?
Yeah, famously. Like, can't remember her name. She's
Christ.
she's like quite famous herself now, but Mick Jagger as well.
I heard about Mick Jagger.
Yeah, I think it's the same woman, the same girl,
Mate.
but she was very young when she went with Mick Jagger.
It sounds to me you're describing a Pandora's box here. Like,
Yeah,
you know?
comedians as well, like Louis C.K. Well, he wasn't a paedophile, was he?
No, he wasn't. He
just did
was
weird
just
shit.
weird, man.
Yeah,
Like Louis' thing was very strange. He just liked to masturbate in front of people,
Yeah.
in front of women.
there's nothing weird about that, dude. I just started doing that to you now.
So you're the flasher.
The Gracia Flasher strikes again. It was me all along. But yeah, like he was he's a very successful comedian, but not successful enough to get away with weirdness. Whereas Seinfeld was even more successful, and he was a pedo.
That's a good
and
point.
he got away with it.
Well, he married a 17-year-old. Was it 17? I think it was 17.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's check those facts.
She was 18 when they got married, although we met her before then, but that makes it all above board and legal. So well played, Jerry. Well played.
It's grisly enough, like.
Yeah.
It's a grisly enough, this sort of subculture of rich and powerful men thinking they can do whatever the fuck it is they want.
Yeah. Also, like, you got all this money, all this stuff, all this success. Why do you want to fuck kids?
Like,
Pull up. Pull up.
that's getting cut.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
you've got all the access we want to the most beautiful women in the world.
Yeah.
Right? Women. Like grown fucking women. Not like, come on the fuck, like.
But also,
there's definitely like
oh, hang on.
dudes.
The dog's woken up and it's going insane. What's wrong?
Jimmy, what's wrong with you?
What's wrong? Children stuck in the old well?
She's trying to communicate something.
She wants something, I think. I genuinely don't think she knows she's a dog.
Jimmy,
Go back to bed.
go back to sleep.
Go back to sleep.
Good dog.
Strange animal.
I'll give her a good rub here.
Oh, she loves a good rub.
You're a good
Give her a little
too.
scratch underneath the trousers. She loves it. I want you to scratch her around the trousers.
Around the trousers?
Yeah.
She wears trousers.
Oh, we call her harness the trousers.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
The good breeches.
Yeah.
What was I
Yes.
saying there?
We're
Aye,
talking
there
about
are
pedophiles.
like not every famous wealthy man is into that shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, there's famous wealthy men who are taking full advantage of the fact that they can basically have sex with all sorts of beautiful women. And
Yeah.
that's cool, kosher, whatever, consensual, non-illegal affair, right?
Yeah, yeah.
What's wrong with these other fucking douchebags going out and...
When
you know
you've
what I'm
got-
saying?
When you've got enough money to buy a Labrador and put it on a jet ski and teach it, hire someone.
Yeah.
Hire a person.
What was this? Like, what do you talk to a 17-year-old about? Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I'm saying? You
Yeah,
have
and
no
like,
frame of reference.
All of this happened before Instagram.
Yeah.
What did 17-year-old girls talk about before Instagram and social medias?
That's a good point. Who knows? Anyway, let's not go too far.
Yeah.
Let's get off this fucking
Yeah.
subject.
The Incel podcast. Yeah.
Oh, dear. But anyway.
Speaking of rich, successful men, Elon Musk has finally bought Twitter.
Thank God.
So like a measure of how rich, a measure of how rich you can be.
Yeah.
The sort of top level of rich. You measure people's income by their vehicles they own.
Yes.
The top level being spacecraft. And he's at the top level.
Can I just say one thing?
What?
I am busting for a piss. Can we
Okay.
pause for
Yeah,
1
we can
second
pause.
so I can have a piss?
Pass the cheese, please.
I had to take a little
Leave it, right.
break there.
Yeah, we were talking about Twitter. Did you see those trolls who pretended to be Twitter employees who'd been fired by Elon Musk?
No, I didn't.
So funny.
I like the sound of this.
Yeah. They were like using fake names, and one was called Ralph Ligma, and the other one was called like Jack Johnson or something.
Right.
So obviously in the papers it says Mr. Ligma and Johnson, lick my Johnson. And they were interviewing them and asking what they're doing. Like, oh, it's just so sad. Like, I've been fired. One of them's holding a box and it's like belongings.
Yeah.
And on the top of the box is just Michelle Obama's autobiography, like facing the camera. And then he's just talking to the press. He's like, listen, it's been such a shocking day. I just need to go home and touch base with my wife and my husband about this. And then he
Yeah.
just walks off.
I mean, like, I feel like Twitter has been a cesspit for years.
I don't understand Twitter.
Man, the place is a cesspit. It's
Yeah.
just people going, look at me, look at my complaint, look at how, like, I'm angry about this, you said this, you shouldn't be saying that. And it's just constant argument and just general bollocks.
It's a big tunnel. It's an echoey tunnel.
Yeah.
People are just yelling into it.
Yeah, mate.
They don't care what happens on the other side of that tunnel.
And
They're just screaming down it.
People on Twitter have this inflated sense of...
I'm going to sneeze.
Oh.
Keep talking. I think... no, I'm not going to sneeze. Cancelled. Cancel sneeze.
They have an inflated sense of, you know, the Twitter sphere being, like, so influential.
Yeah, unwarranted self-importance.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot of that on Twitter.
People don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
And now, a quick word from your best friends.
We're back in the editing suite again. Or
Yes.
outside the editing suite. We have to make a small message.
Yeah. We're aware that complaining about influencers and mocking them whilst we're making our own podcast at the age of 32 years old has a certain irony to it.
It does.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say. And I think I said it at one point, like, inflated sense of
Yeah.
fucking influence or
Yeah,
whatever.
I called it unwarranted self-importance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
We can see irony. We
Yeah.
understand irony.
Two men talking to each other for an entire hour, mostly about their own shit and accusing other more successful men
Yeah.
of pedophilia. So,
Or of being pricks.
oh yeah,
Just being pricks.
yeah.
Not very nice.
Maybe we need to watch ourselves.
We might need to watch ourselves,
Yeah.
Tom.
Okay.
Anyway, back to you in the studio.
Yeah, back to this riveting experience.
Ordinary Joe Soap on the street
Yeah.
doesn't give a flying F word.
Have you seen LinkedIn?
You know what I'm saying?
Have you seen LinkedIn influencers? People go on LinkedIn and pretend that they're influencing, talking about how good they are as a CEO. It's bullshit.
Fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Shut the fuck up. And I'm going to keep that F word in.
Yeah.
Because I'm sick of this bollocks.
My LinkedIn is just loads of jobs I never had. Just made them up.
I know. Yeah.
How I get the jobs I have now.
Exactly.
Check out
And
my
I
lives on
applaud you
LinkedIn.
for it.
Yeah.
You know? Nah, like, listen to me. See the Twitter thing. People saying, oh no, Elon Musk has bought Twitter. That means it's going to be, like, it's this, like, horrible thing. It's been horrible for years.
It already is, yeah.
It is horrible. And it's just going to continue to be fucking horrible.
Yeah.
That's it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm on Twitter. And I fucking hate myself for it, really. You know,
I'm on Twitter.
yeah.
I'm posing as a business guru on Twitter.
You are?
Yeah.
And you're doing a really good job of
Yeah,
it.
I know. Giving out good advice.
Hmm.
Mostly just tweeting at Joe Biden.
Like, don't get me wrong. I suppose you can sort of follow certain people and you can curate what you see to a certain extent, and it can be a positive experience when you're on it. But generally speaking, when you're scrolling through Twitter, it's just negativity.
Yeah.
And like somebody complaining about something, and you're just like, do you know what it is? You just feel like saying, fuck up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And you say it out loud, or I say it out loud,
Yeah.
and then I just close my phone.
I mean, I don't really use these social medias that much, and I think I'm a happy man for it. It's kind of a blessing not being able to.
I think you're 100% right. Now, because we want to grow the pod,
We have to start.
You start using it more often. But like, I'm thinking we're going to create our own individual page for the pod.
Yeah.
And share it that way.
Yes.
And like,
that's how we should do it.
And like, you know, just be wise with it.
No, I haven't discussed this idea with you yet, but I've been thinking we have cracking conversations on this pod, but there are some bits of the conversation which are outstanding.
Yes.
Little snippets. What if we take those snippets and animate them?
People will love that. I love that idea. The only thing is, none of us are animators.
My girlfriend is.
I as an animator, but I as a busy woman. Can we get her to do it? Do you think she'd be down for doing it? Like,
I will force her to do it.
Oh, you're the boss.
I'm the boss.
You wear the trousers in this house, Tom. That's obvious.
No, I don't. I do as I'm told. Yeah, but are we going to do ourselves anime style, obviously?
I love that.
Yeah, you and me like Sailor Moons.
That's very... You're coming with gold here.
Excellent.
Golden Moon.
We'll do Sailor Moon style things.
Yeah, no, that would be class, because I do think we've talked about a few things that if they were animated would be hilarious.
Yeah, we could do that.
Very, very funny, and we could like release them on TikTok or on these things, or like on whatever YouTube.
We're spreading.
We are going to spread like herpes.
We're going to be the next Spice Girls.
Big time. I have been playing with this pen in my hand.
Yeah.
People are going to pick up on that. I'm going to put it down.
Put it down.
Yeah, it's like ADHD shit, like, or OCD.
Where are we at?
Have we reached the end of this podcast? Is there one more thing that
Do you have another question? We're at an hour and 2 minutes.
An hour and 2 minutes?
Yeah, but I think there's going to be some
Jesus,
heavy
man.
editing here.
There's definitely going to be some heavy editing.
So let's put a pin in things I can't talk about on this podcast because it leads down dirty, dark holes. Number one, Kim Jong-un, as has been discussed by many people with me on separate occasions. I'm aware I talk about him too much. I'm aware he features in the video too much. I'm aware it's going to attract unwanted attention from the DPRK. I think you're all wrong. I think he's going to see the funny side of it and he's going to want to come on. I'm not obsessed with him. I just think it's cool that a man is killing himself by eating too much cheese while his entire country is dying in a famine. I think there's a certain godlike irony to that he must know. And I think me and him are on the same level. That's it. That's the last time I'm going to talk about Kim Jong-un. No more videos of Kim Jong-un. No more chat. Number one.
Okay.
Number two, paedophiles. Let's never, ever bring paedophiles up on this podcast again.
We've covered it.
I'm going to spend days editing this.
Yeah, it's been
I'm
covered.
going to spend days beeping out people's names.
Yes.
But yeah, guilty as fuck.
Yeah.
Filthy man.
Take that, kitty. Fuckface.
His name was... That's where I got it from.
I know.
Okay, yeah. So...
You are just giving yourself more work, my friend.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
going to
have
have
to
to
bleep
bleep
all
that out.
that up. Yeah.
That all has to go.
Yeah. Fuck. All right. Yep.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah.
And don't feel free to hit us
Yeah.
with your fact checks and your questions. And yes, we've enjoyed this podcast. It's been very unusual, very strange, very rambling.
We're sorry that you've probably... Well, this podcast is an hour and 5 minutes long. We're sorry that you've had to listen to what is mostly just going to be beeps and redacted chats.
This was a wild one.
Yeah.
Things got wild.
Yeah.
Mummy and Daddy just spent a little bit.
Yeah, Mummy and Daddy have had a glass of wine.
Yeah. We've had a few too many Chardonnays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Chardonnay, should we go to BDG's?
Yeah, we should.
Should we go a bar? I'll get dressed and then we'll go to
Yeah,
a bar.
let's go. Let's go.
All right. Bye, guys.
It implies that you're naked.
Yeah, no, I am wearing pajamas.
Okay. Just
5
so
in the
people know.
afternoon. Okay.
Adios.
Adios. Bye.